All right, everyone, this is 8 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to start. It's an introduction to Apache Spark on IBM Cloud session. So, and also it's an opportunity for you to ask questions you have. But here is the agenda. We have some key reminders on what not to do. We're going to talk about the Spark environment usage. It's very important. So hopefully by now you all watched the video, right? Yes or yes. You watched probably the video in the assignment folder. Then we talk about, I remind you how to ask for assistance effectively. Then we're going to talk a little bit about the Python notebook elements, introduction to environment, and high-level steps that you need to do. Okay, and there are no answers to ungraded exercises. Not yet, not yet. It has to be removed from here. Anyways, now you remember how to ask for questions for assistance effectively. So you're not going to say, hey, Yelena, I'm getting an error. Hey, support desk, help me. I cannot run this notebook. No. What you're going to do is this. You're going to say exactly what you're trying to do. So what steps should I follow to reproduce the error? You're going to add the screenshots, right? What you're trying to achieve and what you're getting instead, and put the screenshot if it's possible. Any errors, anything that you find not expected, all right? So you're not gonna say, hey, it's not doing this, it's supposed to do that, right? Nope. Okay, now, and this is very important. First of all, you do not call the service center. Please, please, please do not call the service center. You must use the form that is in the classroom, the Salesforce form, and you must select the correct case type. If you don't choose the correct case type, I might not receive your case for another few days, and your response to you will be delayed. Okay. Now, this is what not to do. Do not deactivate your account. Please do not enter the credit card information. I know that your account gets 10 capacity hours, but entering credit card information is not gonna get you more. Okay, please do not enter credit card information at any time. If you, for some reason, believe that you need to, submit the ticket, and I'll tell you you don't need to. Do not enter credit card. You cannot undo it. Then your account will be converted. It's not going to be anymore the academic account, and I may not be able to support you because I don't know how non-academic accounts work, right? Then you have something called an object storage. That's an area where the data gets written to, right? So do not delete the object storage because you're gonna have problems after that. Do not call IBM, please, 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 please. Do not post the graded code in a discussion, right? So if you're asked to do the graded exercise, do not put your answer in the discussion. Then do not open the notebook in multiple browser window because you're going to be consuming the capacity hours multiple times, right? Then you want to make sure that you do not forget to stop the kernel, right, before you exit the notebook. And very important, closing your browser does not stop the environment. You must watch the video where I showed you what you need to do to stop the environment. If you follow the video, for this assignment, you should not consume more than 1 capacity hour. And you should leave 9 hours for assignment 2. If you're doing the work right, okay? And this is important. Please do not share your work with the current and future Data 650 students. Please do not do it, okay? They will be caught, not you, but they, okay? Because Turnitin catches usually the second submission. So don't do it, please. And do not use any illegal sources of help. If you need help, you need to submit the Salesforce case, and I'll do my best to help you, okay? Now, environmental usage. You must understand this, that you get 10 capacity unit hours per calendar month, and month just started. So this is what you're gonna do. It consuming, right, 1.5 capacity unit per hour. So basically 10 hours, it means 6.6 hours of runtime, right? You're not supposed to be running the code for this long, right? So when the notebook is running, or when you open the notebook in the edit mode, it's consuming the hours. So you want to stop all environments before you log off, okay? Closing the browser does not stop, and I hear I sound like a broken record, but somebody always does something that's not supposed to do, okay? All right. Now, this is I just listed the vocabulary that you must know for this assignment. This time there is no ungraded quiz, but the reason the quiz is graded because it has some of the questions are not multiple choice. Some questions are short answer. That's why it will be graded manually by instructor, not auto-graded, because auto-graded works for the multi-select, for multiple choice, and true and false, but there are some short answer questions. So that's why this quiz only, it will be graded by instructor. Well, maybe not this only, there'll be more. But anyways, so you must know this vocabulary because when you ask for assistance, I'm going to be using these words in my responses, okay? Now, okay, so high level steps. What you're going to do is, all of you should have IBM Cloud account, hopefully, right? What you're going to do, you're going to follow instructions to log into Cloud Pak, which is integrated software platform used for development, right? Now, you're going to create an empty project. You specify the project name and description, right? If this is the first, well, you don't need to create object storage now, but what you need to do is you need to specify the object storage delegation option mentioned in the instructions, right? When you turn the delegation on, it means you're saying that you allowing storing data in object storage, right? You're allowing storing notebooks in the object storage, right? Then you're gonna add data to the project. Then you're gonna add and run notebook. The notebook has some of the graded and ungraded exercises, but in order to do the graded exercise and ungraded, you need to understand what the code above it does. So on the video, what I suggested you do is you're gonna run all notebook cells, everything. You're gonna run everything, the whole notebook, and I'll show you again. And you're gonna forget about exercises for a second. You're gonna run the whole notebook. Then you're gonna stop the environment and you open in the notebook in the view mode, right? You're gonna study the output of the examples, right? Then you're gonna take a notepad. In the notepad, you're gonna type your answers, right? Then you open the notebook in the edit mode and copy the answers. Right, now that's a summary, what I'm showing you how to do it in the video, okay? Well, the idea is that sitting and staring in the notebook in the edit mode consumes the hours, right? So this is just, what I'm saying is this is just nothing but a repeat of what in the instructions. You created project, you edit data, right? And it's nicely laid out in in here. So this is a project, right? I created the project, and project basically allows you to group you're grouping the data and all of the notebooks related to the same projects, let's say, right? It's like a container. So assets, in this case, you have the data and you have the source code, which is source code, in this case, the two notebooks. And I have my employee attrition analysis notebook, right? And I showed you how I edited. You have to be very careful, right? When you select the environment, you need to be extra careful to select correct environment. And I uploaded my data. Important, you have to upload the data before you actually upload the notebook, okay? So, well, I have two data sets in here for some reason. Oh, because I'm looking at the wrong project. This is a project that I used, okay? This is a project that I used for the demo. And I've got my employee attrition notebook in here, and I have this data set. When you download the data set from the classroom, please do not open the file. Straight upload it here, okay? Please do not open the file. So that's a notebook, right? Now let's come back here, and I added the data. Okay. Well, then I added the Python notebook. I can show you this again. Okay, well, first of all, you're gonna go to your classroom. You're gonna go to content, and you're gonna scroll down, and this is a notebook, right? So I'm gonna right click on this, and I'm gonna do save link as, and I'm going to save this link to my folder. Well, I need to know where I saved it. So, well, let's do it to the desktop if it makes it easier. Okay, so I put it on the desktop right now. Oops. Okay, override existing file. Now what you're gonna do, see, look, I did not open it in anything, right? So you're gonna go here, you're gonna say new asset. Now I have to be really careful. I'll show you. First of all, I'm gonna add new asset, and in here, what I want to add? Well, I want to add the code editor, right? What code editor I want to add? It's a Jupyter notebook. There are multiple ways to add notebooks here. You can use one of the samples that is available, right? You can download it. You can start the new one from scratch. You can upload the notebook from the URL, or you can do it from file. In our case, it's a from file. You're gonna upload the file. So in here, I'm gonna go to my desktop, right? I saved it in my desktop, and this is a file. I'm going to upload it here, right? Am I done? Why do you think I'm not done? Well, because I need to select the correct environment, right? This is incorrect. I'm going to use what? Spark and Python. Python 3.9 and Spark 3.2. Now notice that they removed the earlier version 3.1. At any time, they could add 3.3, right? And if they can add 3.3, it means that they can remove 3.2 at any time. So if you did not submit your assignment on time, if you're submitting your assignment 1 month late, who knows what is going to be in here? They could be different versions, right? You have to figure out. Now, so here it is. This is the right environment. It says it consumes 1.5 capacity unit per hour. Now I'm going to click create, but first let me put it 2 because I already have a notebook with this name. Okay, now I'm going to do create. As soon as I click create button, what's going to happen? The environment is going to start. Runtime environment is going to start. Let me hit create, right? This starts the runtime environment immediately, and the clock starts, right? This is a runtime environment, so we don't have 3.0 anymore, so ignores it. We have Spark 3.2 now, okay? Now, and in here, there will be very important steps that you'll need to do. And this one, it's in for schema, okay? You would have to add this line of code because some students would not follow the instructions at that step. They have a problem later on. And I'll tell you what exactly the problem is. But see this now, it starts in the notebook. It's going to start my environment. Well, do you see that? It's going to start my environment. So now in the notebook, you have different types of cells. This is a markdown cell, right? So markdown cell, it's basically headings, table of contents, etc. Right? It's not the executable code. This is just the headings, text, etc. Right? Then you've got the lines that are actual code, right? So what you're gonna do is this: you put a cursor here, you open up the data panel. Look at this. You must see this. If you don't see this, you're doing something wrong, right? If you don't see that, you probably selected the environment without the Spark. Okay, so I got this. Now what I need to do, you have to change here to 1, right? I need to change here to 1. Am I done? No. Well, because I want to make sure that I'm inferring the data types correctly. One of the columns in there is an age. I want to run analysis. I want to see the average age, perhaps, right? Well, something like that. So what happens if I just leave it like this? It's going to read age as a character. Then when I try to compute the average, it's going to do what? Calculate the average ASCII value. So what you need to do is in here, you're gonna go, you have to put this option in for schema true, right? And I like to copy it from instructions. It's in here. I'll take this code in here, right? You have to do that, because if you don't do that, right, when you get to the cell, when you get to the code where you're calculating the averages, if you see, when you're calculating the statistic, if you see that your maximum is greater than the minimum, maximum is lower than the minimum, minimum is greater than the maximum, then you're doing something wrong. You may have forgotten this, okay? Now, you got this now. What else do I need to do? This is a bucket name. It's a location in the object storage where the data for this project is stored. So I'm going to take this bucket name and I'm going to put it here. I'm going to replace this word bucket. That's it. Now I'm ready to run this, right? What you're going to do is you're going to run the whole thing, right? First of all, to run one cell at a time, you would position the cursor at the cell that you want to run and click play button, right? But what I told you to do is instead, you want to run cells. Well, you want to run all cells in the notebook, right? So it's in here, run all. When you do run all, it's going to run all cells in the notebook, starting from the highlighting cell, right? This is what you're going to do. I didn't want to do that, but okay. But I'm just showing you what's going to happen. So here, this is the output from the cell. Here, it's just showing the version, it's showing the time, right? So, well, when you see this out here, when you see this, it means that your notebook ran, okay? Now, after you're done with this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna stop the kernel. I don't want to stop it while it's still running. But what I wanted to show you is this. Here, you have ungraded exercise. You must do it. You must do ungraded exercise. Well, because later in the next assignment, you're gonna have you're gonna have a question that is similar to ungraded exercise. Maybe not assignment 2, but the ones that after. They're going to be the query where you have two grouping columns, right? But to get this, well, first you have to get the graded exercise 6, where it's showing you salary level and the number of employees for each salary level. So you have to have some kind of grouping by salary level, right? Here, what you're gonna do, you're gonna take your answer, you're gonna take the query from this graded exercise, and you're gonna add the department name, right? So the grouping has to be done by first column 1 is a department name, column 2 is a salary level, column 3 is a number of employees, right, who worked in the department in column 1 with a salary level in column 2, right? So Caesar, this is what you're gonna do, right? This should be easy, right? Shouldn't it? Number of employees, and then another one, this one is gonna be, this is a little bit harder because here you need to find out the number of retained employees and the number of employees who left. Well, but wait a minute, don't you have this column where the value is 1? See this attrition? If the person left the workplace, the value of the attrition column is 1, right? So if I take a sum of this column, I'm getting how many people left, right? But if I know how many people left, if I know the total number of people, I can figure out how many stayed, okay? So I gave you this hint. Anyways, I finished running this, right? This is done, almost done, okay? So what you do is, you type this notepad, right? You have a notepad, and you're gonna do this. You're gonna type exercise 1, right? 1, exercise 2, and etc., right? Exercise 2, right? You're gonna type this, all of this. Then what you're gonna do, well, this is done, right? This warning you may ignore. It's a warning, ignore it, no problem. Okay, now this is done. What you're gonna do now? I'm done. I'm not gonna run anything. You have to stop. What do you do to stop? Stop kernel. Stop. Shut down. Right? That's the first step. Next step. I'm gonna go back to I can go back to here, right? I'm out of the notebook. Now, am I running this? Am I running something now? Oh well, I don't know. Let's do this. Let's go here. I'm gonna go to this administration and I'm gonna go to the environmental runtimes. So, okay, here it is, environmental runtimes, and this is what I have consumed so far. I don't have anything running. Okay, okay. So now I ran it without exercises. Then, how can you view the notebook without consuming the hours? Easy. So you're gonna go to the project, view all projects. I'm gonna go to this project. Well, take a look at this. You have to go to the assets, right? And over here, this is my notebook, right? What I have to do, I go here and I'm gonna click on view. You select on view. Now you're gonna run this, right? You're gonna run. And in the video, I showed you that when you select view, nothing is running, right? No runtime. So what I did in the video, let me see. I'm gonna try to open the second tab. And in the second tab, I'm going to go to the administration, right? And I'm gonna go to the environments. And I showed you that when I open it in the view mode, I don't have anything running. I'm good, right? Am I good? Yes, I should be good, right? And this is what I consumed while I was talking to you. You're not gonna be talking, right? You're not gonna be talking. You may want to turn your cell phone off or put it away while you're doing this so that you're not consuming, you don't get carried away by conversation, right? Okay, so here nothing is running and I have this open. I can continue staring at this, studying this, and I can do my exercises in a notepad, right? So I can type my exercise here, like you know, an answer, you know, something like that. This is my answer. Well, and I can do this here also, answer, right? So you have 2, 3, 4, you know, you're done. Then what you can do whenever you're ready, you have to do this. You're gonna click on pencil to edit the notebook. And as soon as you do it, the runtime environment will turn on, right? Well, but what you need to do here, well, all your homework is almost done. You're gonna take your answers and you're gonna paste them in the areas, right? For instance, if exercise 1, you're gonna scroll down where exercise 1 is, and you're gonna post your answer to exercise 1, and etc. After this, you have to do this. You go kernel, and you have to clear all output. Well, see this, you have to clear all output because what you submit has to include the what you submit has to include the output from exercises as well, everything. So you're not gonna run only exercise, you're not gonna skip everything in the notebook. Restart and clear output, restart, clear all output. Well, but here you have several options. You can run all notebook, all cells, and then check to make sure that you did not generate any errors by the exercises that you wrote, that you did. Or you can also run this code one cell at a time and see what happens, right? You can do that too. Whatever way works for you, okay? You want it to be working for you. You don't want to be working against you, okay? Anyway, but the point is you need to be careful with hours. Oh, you're still confused? Does it count against you? Well, working on the code. Well, okay, Contra, let me explain it to you. What I suggested is this. You work on the code outside. You open this, you run the whole code, everything that was given to you. You run what I gave you, what we gave you. You have that output. You open it in the view only mode. Then you pick up the notepad. In the notepad, you're gonna type exercise 1, exercise 2, exercise 3, etc. And you're gonna put your answer here, right? You're gonna put all your answers, okay? It's not only after you click run. The environment starts as soon as you put the notebook in edit mode, unfortunately. Sometimes it doesn't always refresh. If I try to look at this, sometimes it does not always. Oh yes, it does. Take a look at that. Well, take a look at this. I just spent 0.1. I had 0.2. I spent 0.1. But wait, what is this? Now it's running my Python notebook. This is a project where it's running, right? And this it's gonna be updating soon. Okay. Well, so see this, I'm running now. I did not run anything yet. What I did was I clicked on the edit mode, right? I'm in the edit mode. When I go to the edit mode, it starts up the environment. That's it. But you're gonna have all code ready, right? What you'll do, you just go and copy and paste. You're gonna find where exercise 1 is. You can do Control F and you're gonna put something like exercise 1, right? Well, see this? I type graded exercise 1. I'm gonna go back to my notepad. I'm gonna paste it here, my answer, right? I'm gonna go back to exercise 2. I'm gonna paste my answer and etc. Right? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write the code offline, right? And when I write it, I'm gonna have an output of these examples above. Because basically, what is done is you have some examples, right? Summary statistics of average monthly hours, but in here, it's showing you the summary statistic of the satisfaction level, right? It's one column. Your task is to do the same thing, but for another column, right? So if you already have the answer, you have to just change the column name. That's it, right? You prepare it offline, and then you're gonna paste it. Did I answer your questions? I hope I answer your question here. Because well, we have to come up with a way. Now I'm sitting and staring at it, right? While I'm staring at it, I'm spending my capacity hours. I should not be doing it, right? So then suppose that you got an error, right? You did something wrong. Well, you have to stop the environment. You're gonna do this, you're gonna stop, shut down, right? I'm gonna go back now. I'm gonna go back to my project and I'm gonna open my notebook in a view only mode, right? So I'm gonna go in here. Well, where is it? Oh, it's an asset. I'm gonna open it in the view mode. Well, then I can stare on it whatever I want, but without editing, and I'm fine, But always check this. I'm gonna refresh it. Let's see. Oh, it stopped. When you stop the kernel, this should stop. If you stop the kernel correctly, this should stop. But for my safety, I will just open the notebook in the view mode. Then I should be good. If I want to study, just to study, right? Then you have to follow the instructions to save the output to HTML. You have two options. You can submit your output as an HTML, or you can submit the output as a PDF, right? So I'm gonna go back again. Now I'm gonna start the environment. See this? It says start in runtime. Well, if it starts in runtime, what is it doing? It starts in runtime, right? Edit. Sometimes it shows here right away. Sometimes there is a little lag. Well, there is a little lag, but it will show soon. It will show. Okay, I'm starting runtime. When I'm done, I'm gonna do this. File, download this. I'm going to download it as HTML. And if you need additional help, you need to submit the Salesforce ticket and I'll help you. Okay, well, you download this as HTML. It will be saved somewhere on your PC. By default, where do you have the downloads folder? That's where it's gonna be saved. You're gonna open that, right? And in my case, it's in here. I'm gonna open file. Well, this is a file, right? Then, depending on how your PC is configured, you can print this to PDF, okay? And you can save it as PDF if you want. Okay, now what you're gonna do is, well, you have to stop this. Always stop. When you're not doing it, you want to shut down. You don't want to continue running. Very important. You want to do it at the time when you're not gonna be distracted, because if your friend calls you while you're blah 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 on the phone, you're consuming the capacity out. Well, so I'm trying to help you. Well, see, well, this is what I use so far in this project, 0.21. But this is the resource usage only for this project. I can have multiple projects, right? Now another thing is I have to go back. This is here. I'm gonna refresh. Want to make sure. Oh, not sure. Here it is. Okay. Well, it shows 0.3. It kind of rounds. For this assignment, you should not consume more than one capacity hour. I consumed 0.3, but that was blah, blah, blah too much. Okay. Well, and I have been using this for like half an hour, maybe. Okay, now, this is what you have remaining, right? It's more than plenty, trust me. If you do it right, it's more than plenty. Well, another thing that you can do, it's also resource usage by the project. If you go manage, here it's gonna show if anything is running in this project, it's gonna show here too. But if you forgot to stop, you saw it, there was a button to stop it too. Well, but if you, let's say what you're gonna do. Well, if you close the browser tab, if you didn't stop the environment but close the browser tab, as soon as you remember it, run to your PC. As soon as you remember it, run and log into IBM Cloud Pak for the data. Log into your account and go back to that tab and stop. You know what I'm saying? If you forgot, do it. Do it when you remember it. As soon as you remember, log in and stop. Because if you forgot to stop it, it's gonna consume. So please do it as soon as you remember if you forgot. But clicking Xing out here, that's not gonna stop my runtime environment. It's only gonna shut down the browser. Please, please, please do yourself a favor. Do everyone a favor. Do not run out. Do not do, it's not just here. It's like that on every cloud. You have capacity per month. That's a privilege. You've got 10 capacity per month. And then for the next month, it's gonna be reset to 10, so no worries. But you make sure that you have this for this and for assignment 2. Okay, now let's see. I showed you this. I showed you how to restart the kernel and clear output, right? And well, this is like how you check the balance, right? And this is what you should have now. If you haven't done anything, you consume 0. But as your environment is running, the capacity units going where? Up, right? The consumption is going up. It's not gonna go down. It's gonna go up, okay? It's not gonna stay the same, but one semester it happened. When the timer was not working, students were lucky, but don't count on it. It's not gonna happen again. It happened once, okay? Now, well, and this is, if you forgot, if you selected the wrong environment, you can change it, okay? There is a way to change it. But one way to change this would be to, well, it depends when you realize it, right? If you realize that you selected the wrong environment, what you can do, first of all, stop the kernel, stop. The next one, you're gonna go inside your project. You can do this, you can go assets and you can delete the notebook. When you try to delete the notebook, you might not be able to because your notebook is locked. What you have to do is you have to unlock the notebook. You have to unlock the notebooks and you will be able to delete it. But again, when you created the notebook with the wrong environment, deleting the notebook does not stop the environment. You have to stop the environment, okay? Just keep that in mind. Or also, when you have the notebook open, that's a screenshot. It shows you where you can change the new runtime environment, okay? Now, but you have to be careful to make sure that you don't have 2 environments running at the same time because you're gonna kill your hours here, okay? Well, this is just some notebooks in the gallery that you might be interested in. Do you have any questions for us? Anything? No? Okay. Well, another thing was that, yeah, the quiz. Well, some of you did not do. Keep in mind, if it says ungraded, it does not mean that it's optional. It's not optional. You have to do it because, well, you have to do it. You have to know the vocabulary to do well on an assignment. Secretly, some of the questions on that quiz that some of you did not do or did poorly on are leading to the questions on part 1 of assignment 1. Some of these questions are the leading questions, so you should have done it. And you got unlimited number of attempts. The questions could be slightly different order, right? But it's important to do that because you're given an opportunity to practice, okay? Because, well, if you don't do that, then instructors could reconsider next semester. It could be worth certain percentage of the grade, and the grade could be actually averaged with your course average. It's an option too. But you're given unlimited number of attempts, not 3 like formal data 630 students. The exercises, right, were changed to, they still have exercises, but they have a quiz. Exercises no need to be turned in, but they have a quiz, and they get 3 attempts on a quiz. You get unlimited number of attempts, and you didn't take advantage of it. Okay, some of you, I'm not talking about all of you, but according to what Professor Azan just said, some of you decided not to do the quiz, and some of you didn't take enough attempts to get, well, actually 72 is the lowest passing that you can get because of the number of questions, right? 25 questions. You have to get 18 questions correctly to pass. 18 out of 25 questions correctly. And another thing I need to tell you is, on this quiz that you will submit, some questions, it says select 2 answers. How many of you cannot count until 2? So if it says select 2 answers, you're selecting 1 answer, it's incorrect, right? All of this, most of the questions have 1 answer. If it doesn't say select 2, you select 1. But if it says choose 2 answers, you select 2. Okay, so that's one thing that has been an issue before. And then if it says to submit 2 files, how many files you can submit? See, if you don't submit notebooks, then the work cannot be assessed, right? The work cannot be graded if you don't submit this notebook. You have to submit the notebook output, okay? Now, how do you get a little bit extra time on assignment 2? When you submit this assignment, you can have access to assignment 2, okay? The sooner you submit this, the more time you have for assignment 2. And another thing that you put yourself, you're taking a risk if you submitting this assignment super late, because there is a chance that at that time there could be different Python and different Spark version, right, in here. Then you will have to figure out how to, if something in the notebook does not run in the latest version, then we have some puzzle to solve, right? Okay, so you want to avoid this, you want to submit on time, right? That's also going to be the case for assignment 3. If you are waiting too long past the due date, then there is a possibility that our studios that we will use can be reimaged. What do you mean by reimage? Well, different version, different packages that are available, and your code may need to do some, you may need to do some editing for it to work, okay? Same here, if they have a new version of Spark, right, you may have to tweak the code. I don't know. Nobody knows, because this is the latest version now, and this is the version that was used to test the assignment. Okay, so if you wait long enough until you have the latest version, right? Well, now you should be good. Now you should be good for at least a month or 2. But if you have an incomplete, perhaps because of this assignment or something like that, you want to be aware that there could be a new Python version, okay? Because it changes very quick. It changes quick, okay? Now but other questions? Anything that I may have missed? So how many of you watched the video? How many of you started the assignment? Silence? I take silence as a no. But you want to start because If you're gonna run out into issues, you need to submit the case, right? But your cases are answered in the order in which they were received in. So it's Tuesday, right? And it's Tuesday, but suppose that the assignment is due today. Right now it's almost 9 p.m. Eastern. It's due in 3 hours. And if I have 25 people asking for help, you're gonna need to wait in line, right? You may need to wait in line for your turn if you wait until the last minute. Okay? Well, just keep that in mind. I'm trying to prevent it. I'm not saying that it's gonna be you, but I'm trying to make sure it does not happen. Okay? Anything else? Well, I guess Professor Gorchova, you wanted to say something, right? No? Or Professor Azan, did you want to say something? Well, did you want to say something? Because earlier you said, oh wait, what I see. I thought, well, yes, assignment is not due today. No, it's not due today, but I'm just making an example. Excellent question. No, assignment is not due, but I'm just giving an example. So just let's assume it's due today. Right now it's almost 9 p.m. Eastern time, right? And you're gonna be, oh, wait, it's not working. Let's submit the case. And you have everybody, 20 people submit, yes. No, I did not scare you. I did not scare you. No. Sorry. I did not mean to do that. No. It's due next week, yes. But still, you want to start. You don't want to wait because, you never know. Sometimes there is a maintenance. Sometimes you don't want to be impacted by anything unforeseen, okay? Is Professor Grachor still here? She wanted to say something. Okay, no? Okay, well, any questions, please ask me now. That's a good opportunity to ask questions. So you have a magic number 10, right? You're going to watch. You're going to make sure that nobody calls you while you're working. Because while you blah, blah, blah on the phone, the hours go up, right? You want to be very careful. Because, in the past, some students could not survive the course because they were not careful with the hours. So you want to be very careful with the hours. Make sure you don't run out. And before you run out, I don't remember how much you have left. Like when you have only 1 hour left, it's gonna give you the warning. Okay, you don't want to get to that point. Well, does it make sense? I hope it's clear. Did I answer the earlier question about the code? You want to kind of like write it while you're not. Mine's a notebook is not in the edit mode, so that way you have it prepared, you just paste it and you're ready to go, okay? Does it make sense? Yeah?
Elena, let me say something.
Yes.
Yeah, because I don't see more question in the chat.
Oh,
And they were answered. She's asking.
Alert.
You can create an alert in IBM to notify when are less than a certain number. I don't think so. I don't know about creating alert in IBM.
I don't think so.
This is for different type of business use is possible, but for the account we are using, I don't think this is possible. So what I wanted to say is very related with this question. Everything is quite new because it's not just what you do in these classes, expand your knowledge up to here in data science, in machine learning, to big data. So for the big data, we started from the first class to say that we need to use different technology because of the amount of data with the existing, before that technology, we cannot deal. We have to use NoSQL databases. We have to use cluster computing in order to do analytic on huge amount of data. So having said that, the technology is more complicated, and mostly we are oriented here in what new technology we are going to use to deal with this kind of data, which are in general textual and images data. So this makes things more difficult because this is a paradigm shift from the previous classes. You go to next level, which is very, very, very technology oriented. And since it's very, very, very technology oriented, you will have a hard time, of course. We recognize this. The course is difficult from that point of view. From conceptual point of view, nothing difficult because you bring the concept from previous classes. You will feel it. The same concept we had in 630, 640 are here. But the technology is different, and that is the purpose on big data analytics. We say from the beginning of the class, what technology we will be using to deal with this type of data. So since it's different technology and a lot of, not only different, but many different, we are going to explore in each of the 4 modules in this course, different technology. In the first was NoSQL database, we have the H-based and Hadoop distributed file system and MapReduce, and we did practically whatever was possible. Now we are in what is Spark and the benefits of Spark and the related Spark machine learning and SQL capability to do analytics. So for us, Spark computing is to do analytic on big data, and that is the purpose during 4 weeks. From that point of view, since we are talking about complex technology, is very important, and Elena started with this, the section, is very important. You pay very close attention to all the steps, because one misstep, everything goes totally in the wrong way. Because this is different paradigm. It's not the traditional computer which you are used to do, which has the memory, everything in front of you. You type, everything stores immediately in memory on this. The program is on this. Then when you are going to run, is from this loaded to memory and back output. Very clear thing. In the cloud, everything is more complicated because we are talking about shared resources. The resources in the cloud are shared. When you are there, you share the resources with other users. That is what makes this computational resources more efficient, less expensive, and very useful for many, many problems in our life, including doing big data analytics. So the key point of everything I talk so much is very close attention to every detail. You miss one of them and everything can take a very unexpected turn. And we don't want anyone to get frustrated when learning new technology. We totally understand this is difficult because it happened to each and every one of us when we start learning something new. We totally understand this. Just please, make sure you follow all the steps the way they are described. That is all. I don't have more. Any question, we'll be happy to answer. Another thing I wanted to clarify, I'm just going to take this opportunity. You see, you have 2 instructors in this class, which is Professor Ozan and myself, Elena Gorcheva, and Elena is our wonderful TA for this class. So you don't see me in the first part of the course. The first 6 weeks, mostly Professor Ozan is holding them. I'm just an observer. Then the last 6 weeks, I will be the active instructor, and Ozan is just going to observe. So that is the way we are going to teach this class right now. So you understand why so many structure, and I'm clarifying this so everyone is clear what is this about. And this is not unusual in graduate level courses. In many graduate courses in different disciplines, they have several professors for different portion of the class. No question for me. Okay, thank. Yelena, I think if we don't have more, we can stop the recording and stop the session, because if they are not questioned, when the question comes, they will be answered later in the classroom through whatever question comes, right?
Because, yeah, or like they can also submit the tickets when the issue.
Oh, that's very important.
It's
And
very
please do not call the service desk. Please do not call the service desk. Use the instruction in the classroom to open a ticket. Just filling the form is going to be much faster. You think that is, let's say, incorrect perception that if I call, it's going to be faster. It's not going to be faster. I just want that you understand the way the thing work, the way the organization work. Actually, when you call the service desk, they don't know anything about anything going in the classroom. So you have two possibilities. Your request can be totally lost in the worst case scenario, or it could take 3-4 days until it get to the tier, until it's routed to the right place. So do not call the service desk. Just fill the way it is described in the classroom. And I assume you did this previously in other classes. In each and every class is the same.
we have a question here, how to load data to the project.
Okay.
Well, this is a project, right? Well, see this is a slide out panel. And I'm gonna click here, and then I'm gonna browse to upload the file. That's it. So like, it's here. I already uploaded it, so I'm not gonna be, I already uploaded the file. But what you do is you click this to open the slide out panel. You click here and you just select the files that you want to upload. That's it. Does it help? It's in the instructions also. Okay, cool.
Hello, Professor. I have a question. This is Echezana. I just want to recap what I understand the process for this assignment. I understand that after we upload the file and do the analysis and answer all the questions, we are going to copy the answers to the questions and put them back in the notebook.
Mm-hmm.
And clear all outputs.
Yes,
and then
the whole thing.
And then rerun the whole thing with the answers, and then save that in HTML, either convert it to PDF or submit the answer as HTML. Am I correct?
Yes. And also you want to have, yes, the output in front of you when you answer the quiz question, have output next to you, because there are some questions on the output, okay? The quiz has some questions about the output, about the data.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Or I hope it makes sense here. Well, because there is more than one way to do it, but the approach I'm suggesting could save you some time. And you saw it in the video, right? I had 0.1, but when I was done, I had 0.3. Okay. Well, I use
I'm afraid I already have more than 0.3.
Have you tried?
Yes, I've tried. I've uploaded the file. I've tried to run the first set. I stopped the running in order to check my time, and I found out that I've used more time than 0.1, which you have in the example. So I stopped it there and then stopped the runtime. So, but I just want to confirm what I have to do so that next time when I go to run it, I know what to do so that I don't go over the time, over the runtime.
You ran it, so you have the output, right?
Yes.
Oh, then you can use that. You study it and do the exercises. Then you paste your
I
answer.
haven't finished all the exercises because I stopped as I was going over time, so I stopped and cleared my runtime.
You can just do this. You can do click here, go to view, and that's it. You're gonna view it. Well, when you do view, you're gonna see all of this stuff, all of this output. Well, I erased the output, I deleted the output, but you're gonna have the output here to study. Output from examples, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically, if you don't want to be studying, you don't want the capacity hours to run increase while you're studying. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
You want to, well, that's one way to do that. Or if you have some application, some program that you could use to edit notebook, you can do it that way. But for this assignment, this is probably easiest way. Just copy and paste. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Yeah, it shouldn't be, if you're doing it right, if you're doing it the way I'm suggesting to do it, you should not be consuming more than 1 hour. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Most welcome, and don't hesitate to ask for assistance.
I will, thanks.
Yeah. So I hope that helps. Anything else? Elena, Professor Gracheva, Professor Zan, did you want to say anything else?
No, I'm glad the question it is on asked because this is exactly what everyone has to have. You have to have a strategy. How I do most of the thing in view mode. So, and moreover, you have to have idea about the assignment before start running stuff, So this is not just, okay, without reading anything, I'm opening the notebook and I'm start putting stuff and running. Of course, it's not going to work this way because you will be consuming all the hour available just doing what is named learning in the live real-time environment, which is running in cluster computing, which is quite expensive everywhere, not in IBM. You go in each other platform, the price is the same or higher, I can tell you. Because we have explored all possible platforms, AWS, Microsoft. Microsoft actually is more expensive than this. So we have to be reasonable between the value we bring and the price. So that is a compromise, But having strategy like Ichisona is asking, that is the right way to do it.
Oh, but like if you say you already ran it without exercises and you're halfway through it, good. Anything else? Anyone else? Oh, I think I see something in the chat. You scared? No, there is no need to be scared. Kanjo, you said that before. No, I heard it before. I heard it before, trust me. And in the end, you're doing really well. So, I mean, yeah, believe in yourself. So you'll do fine. You need to, don't be scared. Scared of what? What's gonna happen? No worries. If you follow the instructions, there's nothing to be afraid of. Right? Okay, no problem. Yeah. Any other questions, concerns? And I mean, don't feel scared because, you know, that's not the point here. Okay? Anything else? Professor Azan or Professor Gracho, anything else you want to add?
I don't have anything to add yet.
Okay. Well, okay, then we're gonna call it a night if there are no more questions, no more concerns, right? Everything is good? Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording and you're gonna get the recording and the slides. Oops. Stop recording here. Okay.